Hello, welcome everybody to the stream to our Tuesday Curse of Strahd campaign. I'm Charlie. I'm the DM for this crazy group, and we'll go ahead and we'll do some introductions. Matt, if you want to kick us off.
Yeah, crazy about sums it up. I am Matt. I'm Caslin Smooth Mouse, our little halfling rogue. So happy to have you all here.
All right, Cody.
Hey, I'm Cody. I'm Apollo, the Satyr Bardlock, and we just hit level 4, so that's hype.
And people say I don't give out levels. Look at that. All right, Heather.
I'm playing Harper, the human ranger. I hope Kenku scared me.
I don't know why you all have it make noise. Oh, it's actually playing music already. Let me fix that. And then Aaron.
Everyone, my name is Aaron. Back once again playing our living action figure, Siabankat.
All right, and who would like to give us a recap on last week?
Should be Apollo since he was, or I mean Cody since he was out the entire session.
I thought that meant I didn't have to. What?
No, that means you have to. You had to do extra work. That's how it works.
All right, guys, I got this. We started off in the graveyard. I do remember that. My character was knocked out, so I got to play Ismark. There was a crazy wolf battle in the graveyard where the priest Donovich, I think his name is, ran away like a coward as the better combatants of our group, being the actual players, disassembled the wolves fairly easily. Near the end of the fight, I think that was Strahd that showed up and was pretty much saying Irina's a better fighter than all of you, which she was landing some pretty good hits. I'll give her that. And for some reason, she had like force powers. Whenever something attacked her, they'd get like flung away or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, Strahd showed up and he was a pretty chill dude. I wasn't expecting that. But he definitely has it. He has it hard for Irina. He definitely wants to bang her. Other than that, I believe we started traveling the next day after we rested, and we came across like the gallows where what was it? It was Caslin, I believe, saw themselves in the tree where we all just saw a body. I remember he mentioned that. And he also found some item on the road. But we were heading to my notes, hold on. We were heading to Tesser Pool, I believe. We were gonna go party by the river. Because we had a vision the session before to go there. How'd I do?
You can have some inspiration. Inspiration for who can tell me what we found on the road.
A necklace.
Yep, yeah.
Out of
yeah,
character,
that's a big...
it was an. Out of character, it was a necklace, but in character, only Caslin knows what it is.
There we go. Okay, yep, that's
Because,
an important story point for me. Thank you.
Because Caslin rolled really well on his sleight of hand check, so it beat all of our passive perceptions. So, Caslin, we don't know if you picked anything up.
Yep, in my
Let
pocket.
me get sticky notes for that.
Writing down that whatever Caslin picked up is important.
No,
Out of character, I know exactly what it is because of reason, but in character, no, I don't know anything.
Oh my gosh. I should not just pick random tables to roll from, is what that is indicating.
I don't know, I think it went great.
Yeah. My favorite thing after a session is to close out my tabs to see all the shit that I didn't know how to answer and that I was quickly trying to Google. That's my favorite thing to do.
I didn't know if it was to open up my my notes and see my my extremely sporadic note taking.
At least yours are typed. Mine
I have 2 more
are
notes.
mine is like scattered across like 16 post-its by the time I finish, and then I can't read them, and I don't know what they're about. And then I lose them, or I like bundle them all together.
So I don't know if you guys need this, but I have written down that Theobald is a paladin of the Wild Mother, because we picked up that information. I don't know if you knew that, but and also Ismark said don't go in the forest because forest is bad.
Yep. Yeah, I knew about the forest. I don't think I actually knew about the wild mother. I'll have to look that up.
I write down stuff I hear about your characters. I'm like, yeah, I'll remember this.
I mean, I alluded to it in the whole Father Donovan stuff, but I don't know how much people were paying attention during my ranting.
Well, now it's confirmed.
I pay attention. I just don't always understand everything. And then
I wasn't
forget.
talking about you, Charlie. I was talking about my fellow party members.
Well, I just let you all know that sometimes when you guys start like really talking, my brain is processing so much that then I just get completely lost in it. And then, but thankfully, that's why we stream and I can go back and watch it later. Also, I did something stupid. Let me fix this and I'll be ready. Okay. I thought zooming in would help me. It was bad. What's up, Matt?
I was paying attention during it. I was just I'm very bad about how I take notes because I take them so sporadically. It's just I like type notes because they're searchable, but then I forget to type. So
I love when I try teaching the children how to take notes, and I'm like, if I couldn't master this as a student, like, why am I suddenly qualified to teach them what they should write down? Because I still don't know. Like, I remember being in college, and they're like, you shouldn't just be copying what's off the slide. And I'm like, well, then why is it there? Because that's what I copy down, is what's on the slide. But apparently I'm supposed to write down the 30-year-old, like, story from 30 years ago about this professor and how he discovered this. And Jesus Christ. That was loud in my ear. Okay. You all have arrived to the Tesser Pool encampment, is where we last left off. You see that there's a clearing, and next to a river it widens to form a small lake, several hundred feet across, and you see 5 colorful round tents. Each tent looks to be about 10 feet in diameter, pitched outside of a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. And there's a much larger tent standing near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within, and you see 8 horses drinking from the river just outside of this tent. You can see a footpath that continues beyond this encampment going north between the river and the forest edge, and you see several brightly clad figures dancing around the bonfire. You can hear their music of their accordion and singing coming from beyond. What would the group like to do?
Oh, well, now, this looks like a party that you would rather enjoy there, Apollo.
He's already bust out his leap, getting ready to go in. I think you're right.
getting my hand drum ready.
I didn't know we were all busting out instruments.
We're having a party.
Easy now there, Caslin. I mean, remember what happened last time you brought out that hand drum? You were so offbeat, you about threw off the main people plan.
Well, that doesn't have to happen every time.
I'm just asking that you keep it in mind.
I will. That's by the finder. I swear I'll learn to play this thing sometime.
So we can just head right in and act like we own the place.
I'm following
Sounds
you.
like a fabulous idea.
Yep.
What could possibly go wrong?
I
They're the
just wanna
chosen
say,
ones.
yeah, I want to walk in there, play in the loot, whatever like they're already like playing for music, just try to match whatever they're doing.
Okay. Roll
Okay,
performance for me.
Party's here. Can I guide myself?
Yes, you can touch yourself.
Nice. Performance. I'll
The
definitely
joke will
need it.
never get old.
1d4. So 18 total.
Yeah, you approach, and you see a man who looks to be about in his 20s. He's wearing a red vest with many pockets, and he's pulling out a bunch of like random things from his pockets, talking to somebody by the fire. And you also see a red-haired woman who's sitting and knitting, making various unique outfits. And then you see next to her what you can only assume to be her wife, because who would wear such unique clothing? And they begin like watching you, and then as you give your little performance and you match the beat of the others, the music that's being played, they kind of get up and start dancing around you, joining in.
Party's here. I'm gonna like kind of give the head notion to my party to like, guys are cool.
I'll start to put my hand drum away because I'm like, I can't do that well.
Bonk. Bonk, bonk.
Roll your performance, Matt, Castlin, rather. Let's see how you did.
Oh dear.
Hey, I'll give you a bardic inspiration as well. I see what you're trying to do. Let me I'll mark that off.
Performance. That is a terrible die. What the heck?
It's
Yeah,
like
that was rough.
transparent. Yeah.
I know. That was awful. I did so bad.
And then you have a bardic inspiration.
Oh yeah, that's a D6, correct?
Yep.
You might make it above 10.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the goal.
Nope. Just
Damn.
a little
9.
short.
Story of my life, just a little short.
Oh.
As you are trying to join in, Kathleen, you see Losith. He comes over, he's about middle age, he has golden hair, and he's playing the lute, and he tries to kind of give you like a beat to match. He begins, kind of keeping pace with his foot, trying to help you out and encouraging you, but you're not really able to match the tune quite as well. But you play music nonetheless.
Ish.
Ish.
Noise.
You made sounds.
You made noise.
What is music but strung together noise?
Exactly. That's the spirit. He gives you a slap on the back. Welcome. Name is Losif. How do you all do?
I do pretty well. I think we all do actually, except Apollo seems to be fairly addicted to some pie, if you know what I mean, and I'll kind of elbow him in the ribs a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to
Everybody
be
likes a
depressed.
sweet thing every now and then. And he nods towards a woman with dark hair and piercing green eyes. And she is currently sitting, and it looks like, she's painting her face. She's putting her makeup on. Retouching up, even though it's evening.
A date later. I'm not gonna judge.
How do you all do? What brings you by?
Go on, chosen ones.
I'm trying to remember what exactly we saw. Does the Tesser pool this encampment we're at? Is this exactly the same place we saw in our vision? Like nothing different?
It is, so I wouldn't say that it's exactly, but the tent that you would have seen, that is like 100% exact. The surroundings of it, like the Tesser pool, like the river itself and stuff, like all that's the same, but these other tents besides the one, they are slightly different, but everything else is the same.
All right, and I'll say confidently, we were beckoned here by a greater power. As I'm still strumming away.
A raven, if I do remember.
Oh, they've got some nonsense in their heads about being the chosen ones.
There was someone sitting inside one of these tents, with some cards.
Madam Ava has beckoned you, I see.
That could be. She said that the distance between us and her rendered her sight unclear, so we had to join her at Tesser Pool.
Madam Ava.
Yes. Do you have time for a story, though, before you go and visit Madam Ava? We can take you to her tent, but someone's getting ready to practice their storytelling if you would like to listen.
I'll look at everyone else.
I love stories.
Sure, why not?
Y'all the chosen ones here. We're just the what you call it, sidekicks, as it were.
Yep.
There's
I thought
never
he
a
was the cloven
sidekick
one.
or a sideshow. Everyone has their parts.
Well, now Apollo is the cloven one, but unfortunately, you ain't got no hooves, so I can't refer to y'all as the cloven ones.
And you know what? I think because now that we're traveling together, I think you're chosen ones by proxy. So you guys don't have to worry about it. You're also chosen ones.
It's like the Final Fantasy I hear about, when you start making that party.
Well,
I mean, I
Sophia
ain't
here
heard nothing
is...
about no Final Fantasy.
Sophia here is getting ready to test her storytelling skills. She is wanting to begin to write her own poetry or become a published poet, but she thought she would start by telling the stories of legends of the Vistani.
Oh well, now she's an aspiring orator of sorts.
Yes, that is exactly what she is.
Had a few of them back at at the monastery where I learned my my path and being. So seeing somebody looking to start that path is pretty.
It could definitely be good for us to learn some of the history of these the Vistani and possibly this land.
Yes, knowing the history is always important. She's getting ready. You see as a very similar looking teenage girl comes. She has golden hair that matches that of her father's and those same piercing green eyes of her mother's. And she has a book that you can only imagine is filled with stories and poetries that she's written. She is a little bit on the quiet side, and you can tell like she seems to be having like a conversation with her mom right before where it's very clear she's not super happy. But she comes out anyway. And as she does, she's very quiet. And she goes, "A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago. I remember meeting him with my father like it was yesterday. And he stood right here where you all are. He was very, what's the word, Papa? Charming, I think? He was very charming. And he brought with him thoughts about, storming the castle. But there was a vampire that appeared, and the wizard's peasant army fled in sheer terror, and a few stood their ground, but they were never seen again. The wizard and the vampire, they cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to an area overlooking the falls. I heard the battle with my own ears, though I wasn't allowed to see. There was thunder that shook the mountainside, and there were great rocks that tumbled down, supposedly upon the wizard. Because of his magic, he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard. He stood his ground again. But then the devil, Strahd, fell upon him. And the wizard's magic, it could not save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death, is what they say. And someone climbed down the river to search for his body, to see if he had anything of value. But he had already been carried away. She rushes over to her father and, did I do okay? Did I get it right? Well, you mixed up a few words here and there, but yes, you are getting better each time you tell the story.
Golf clap.
I will also clap.
I'm gonna whisper to the closest person to me. I think that girl just said Strahd's a vampire. Because the wizard had an epic battle with the vampire and Strahd then finished him off.
I do agree that is what it sounds like, and that is not boding well for. Well, we already knew that Irina had been bit by him, so.
But I'll clap as well.
They're just stories, you all. That's all that they are. They're just stories.
I believe that every story has a grain of truth at the heart of it.
That is very well spoken. Do you perchance know the wizard's name?
I am unable to recall the name of the wizard. For it was I who saw this battle take place, but I did not have a moment to ask the wizard what his name was, unfortunately. And this is the father talking.
The girl said the battle took place 100 years ago?
A year.
A year? Oh,
A year.
My bad. I'm way off.
Hey,
I was like, this
they
guy's
could
old
be
as hell.
elves. They could all be
Maybe he is a
elves.
wizard.
A year ago. So, okay.
Roll a history check, one of you. I don't care who, but somebody can roll a history check for me.
Not Theobald. I have a 0.
Why?
I got the +1.
I got +2 because
Oh, there you go.
bard stuff.
That's yeah.
That sounds like the way we're going.
Don't worry, guys. I clearly have this.
What do you mean? You got it.
Got those. You scratch your head a bit, and you're not certain, and above game, nor will I tell you if it is in fact, but you kind of wonder if this has anything to, like, that timeline, if it matches up at all with anything with Donovich and his son, Duro.
Oh. Hold on. Also, the book had mentioned. Hold on. Court array.
I wonder if that's also the ghosts that we saw in the on our watches through the night.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of those ghosts are from that event, but there's probably ghosts that have been there for a very, very long time.
True.
Should I escort you all to Madame Ava's tent, then? We have plenty of time for stories after. I have a very good one later on that I think the group will appreciate.
Yeah, no time like the present to figure out what our chosen selves are up to.
Also, what is Irina up to at this point? Because she's with us, right?
Yeah, she's with you. She's just been listening. She's kind of quiet. She's, a bit tired. She's not used to journeying with as far as you all have gone.
Let's check.
Yeah, what's Lancelot doing?
Being a menace.
Curled up by the fire.
There are plenty of children around to entertain Lancelot, so no worries there.
Was Lancelot gonna get depressed because none of them are his kid?
Roll a depression check? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
What is
right
that, a
now
D100?
you see a little girl who looks to be about 5, who is currently laying down right beside Lancelot, trying to play with him, but also, he's trying to rest, and so she kind of lays and puts her head on right smack on his stomach. I like using my dogs as pillows, so why not?
So to the place where the person is. Tent.
Oh.
All right. You all are go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was just looking back at my notes for a second. I think I missed part, but I remembered it. So.
Okay. I'm assuming if the stream can see it, that you all can see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. One. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Now, I will eventually end up sneezing. Alright, the group approaches the tent. You see magic flames that cast a reddish glow over the interior of the tent. And you see a low table covered in a black velvet cloth, and then on top of that you see this red pink tapestry, and you see glints of light that seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table. And right as you were outside, and so anyone inside probably wouldn't be able to see you all approaching, you hear your names called forth. Apollo, dear, it's been too long. It's been too hard of a time for you, I'm afraid, since we last saw each other. Yeah, but isn't that you out there? Your name is resonating throughout all the lands as that of a hero. Castellan, the small but mighty, which you lack in size, you make up with your heart. Harper, my dear. Haven't you learned you never bet more than you know for certain you have, no matter how confident you are in your hand? Confidence in wavering feats is for the weak, and you are far from weak. Irina, my dear, it troubles me to have heard about your father, though I'd be lying if I said I wasn't the least bit curious to see what you and your brother can accomplish without his shadow looming over you two. And I see that you have found the Chosen Four. Be sure to stick with them. They will see you through. I need a fear check from Caslin upon hearing the number 4 mentioned.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot about that. What is a fear check again? It's been quite a while.
You are going... Yep,
Is
it is wisdom.
Okay.
Wisdom
Is
saving
it
throw.
just a save? Okay, yeah. Shave. Ugh, I am terrified.
Oh gosh.
The Chosen Four. I'm definitely going to stay toward the back of the group. Maybe barely step a foot inside.
Hey, you hear that,
Alright,
guys? She
and
called us the
roll for
Chosen
me a
Four.
D100.
A D100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez, this is the madness table.
I don't know what you mean by 4 or Chosen 4. It's only the 2 in all.
44. Oh god, that is a bad omen for my character.
Oh god. What the heck? I think that is like perfect though, honestly. You're afraid of the number 4 and you roll a 44. Well, your character. Caslin begins babbling. And for the next
4 minutes.
next 10 minutes, Caslin is incapable of normal speech, or if you were going to cast any spells, of any spell casting.
Okay.
That a bit weird, y'all. Do we need to like smack him or something? Because he's just going.
Let me go get the dog. I'm gonna go find Lancelot and just like hand him the castle.
I think that might be the best idea.
I did not think
It's the
that
Chosen
through.
Four.
I do apologize. Yes, go get the dog, and then come back into my tent. I have things to discuss with the party. All right,
Lancelot's still with that kid.
Yeah, Lancelot's still by the fire with the kid.
Oh, well, I'm gonna...
Irina's with you all. See, I kept track of my pet.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna go grab the dog and be like, I need this for a second, just pick him up.
Her head just thunk.
Oh, okay. Bye, puppy.
He'll be right...
Bye. Bye, puppy.
I'm just gonna
Did I
take
do something
Lancelot
wrong?
and
Bye,
have him wave.
puppy.
Oh no, you're fine. It's his owner that did something wrong.
Puppy, come back soon.
Yes, Tuppy will be back soon.
Give him lots of cheese.
Oh God.
Cheese
not...
All right. Yep. 10 minutes have gone by. You guys get Caslin not babbling so much. Still probably on the quiet side though. I feel like after a triple forge attack like that.
Yeah, definitely not on the talking spectrum right now. So
this is that bad DM moment. Cody, did I have you do Seeds of Fear?
Yes.
Okay.
They're in my character description.
Oh,
under-
yes. I do remember that. Okay. Alright. As you all come in, you see this hunched and elderly lady sitting at her table who had just called you all in. And she looks as though she could see eternity. She's dressed in bright robes and sashes. And she has very long fingers, and you also quickly notice that while it feels as though she's following your every movement, you're also pretty certain that she is in fact blind. But it doesn't stop her from predicting each stride that you take or any kind of trick that you try to pull past the veil of darkness, mistaking that that you think that she might not be able to see. And you see as you look at her, her skin, it looks almost like leather. It's dry and it's tightly pressed against her bones. And she seems so small and frail, but yet strength just seems to radiate from her, filling the room of the tent. And you can see as her blood pulsates through her very veins as she reaches for your hand without any hesitation as she greets each of you as you come in. And you're also shocked by how cold her touch is. Shivers run through you, and you notice that though like the time of night it is right now, it's not quite needed. She is dressed in multiple thick layers as if she's getting ready to brave the Dale itself. You begin to kind of sweat thinking about all the layers that she's wearing, and as you all are getting situated, she produces in a tent small dancing lights, not for her sake of course, but perhaps for some of you, and she beckons you all to take a seat at her table. It took you all long enough to arrive. I've been expecting you. Are you ready to learn your fate?
Yes.
Oh, there's nothing to be scared of, my dear. That was you, right, Cody, that just spoke?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
You've been
I
here at this table before.
For me, there's plenty to be scared of.
And I
Huh.
mean, I thought I was just a side character of these two because they're the ones with the fancy dreams and shit. I've just been the one trying to keep, well, one of them from stabbing themselves from terrifying. The other one, well, other one we just ran into, and the last one over here, well, they seem like they got a good head on their shoulders most of the time, even if their bow hand ain't always most steady.
You are far from a side character. Each of you have a place to play. Even Irina here has a place to play. A piece. Now, I would like to tell you two different fortunes. I'd like to tell you a personal fortune for each of you. But first, I want to tell you of the fortune of why you've been called to this land, or why you've remained here. As she begins to shuffle the cards in her hand, a hush falls quickly from her lips, dried and cracked from age, like a flower transplanted in a desert, longing for drink. She takes her place. She waits for you all to be situated, and you see her old hands working deftly. The ancient seer removes 14 cards from the top of the deck, setting them aside. The remaining cards she shuffles nimbly twice, 3 times, 4. Madame Eva sets both decks upon the surface of the velvet table. She places her right hand over the surface of the larger deck. The crimson flames dim and swirl in eldritch patterns as her lips move silently, a distant tension spreading through the air. The sounds of the rustling trees and rippling pool beyond the tent's walls begin to dim, the external world growing mute and insubstantial as the space within grows more solid, more real. Slowly, reverently, the crone draws 3 cards from the top of the deck, laying them face down separately on the table, with the second laid between and above its partners. She then moves to the smaller deck, drawing 2 more cards. The first she places below the first 3, forming a cross. The second she places in the center. The lights of the candles sway like shadows, leaning in towards the cards like anxious watchers, yet the air in the tent is perfectly still. No light intrudes through the seams of the tent's walls. No voices ring out. Everything is silent. Shadows and mist swirl at the boundaries of the tent where the darkness of deepest of night swells, and here at its center, the light reigns, and the crone moves her wrinkled hand to the leftmost card, the first. She tilts her head as if listening to an unspoken word. The arcane lights swirl and then shift, their colors changing a deep, piercing blue. Ah, this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. She flips the card. The light dances across its surface, revealing an illustration. Ah, the 3 of stars, the enchanter. You see, as it seems like her eyes are shifting side to side, I see a kneeling woman, a rose of great beauty plucked too soon. The master of the marsh knows of whom I speak. She moves her hand to the second card. This one at the top of the cross. She closes her eyes and listens once more. The candlelight flares, its color bursting into a fierce, cheery yellow. Ah, this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. A holy symbol of great hope. She flips the card. This time, the light reveals a new illustration. You see someone who looks to be in the midst of battle, decorated in plate armor, holding a fine weapon, as if to offer it to you. Ah, the one of swords, the Avenger. Her eyes stare deep into the shadows that lurk in the corners of the tent, or so it seems. Ah, the treasure lies in the dragon's house, and hands once clean and now corrupted. She moves her hand to the third card slowly, at the right arm of the cross. She seems as though she's in a trance, her lips pursed in quiet contemplation. The candlelight vanishes for a heartbeat, and then returns in a nova fierce, burning white, so pure and strong and clean it hurts to look at, burns to see. Madame Ava seems as though she has a fierce determination about herself. Ah, this card is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. She turns the card. And you see on this one a woman delighting in sun and lightning erupting from her fingertips, forming an arcane symbol of her head. The 5 of stars, the elementalist. The crone's voice is strong with purpose. The treasure is hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain, guarded by amber giants. silence. She moves to the fourth card at the bottom of the cross and listens once more, tracing small circles across its back as she hums a contemplative note. The magic flames leap and dance upon their wicks, now casting swirling violet embers into the air as the walls of the tent gleam with the shimmer of twilight. Ah, this card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in battle against darkness. She flips the card. This time, the illustration revealed is a strange, looks to be decorations to you. You see what looks to be a human skull with a hollow gaze and its scalp carved with symbols of profane acronym. The Joker, the artifact. Madame Ava leans forward with a hushed intensity in her voice. Look for an entertaining man with a monkey. This man is more than he seems. Finally, she moves her hand to the fifth card. It nearly recoils. Her brow furrowing in wrinkles split her forehead like a trench. Behind her, shadows encircle the candlelight until the light is very nearly swallowed by the creeping dark. When she next speaks, Madame Ava's rasping voice is scarce above a whisper. Your enemy is the creature of darkness, whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him. Her hand trembles above the card for a silent moment, and then deft ancient fingers reveal its opposite side. In the darkness, the fifth and final illustration for this reading is only barely visible through the smoke and unnatural murk. The creature's reflection in a shattered mirror as they cry out in agony. Madame Ava slowly exhales. The king of diamonds, the broken one. He haunts the tomb of the man he envied above all. As the last syllable passes her lips, she freezes momentarily and begins to rock back in her chair. And then she says, now these are the cards for why you've been called to this land. But I have cards for each of you specifically, if you shall want to know your fate. And she gives a moment for you all to answer.
Oh, real quick, did you say there was a broken mirror that we saw?
Yes, the creature's
last
reflection in a shattered mirror as they cried out in agony.
I think I need to make a fear check.
Oh, yes, you do.
Alright.
No, you're good. Because that, like, she was just describing it, and there's just so much going on, it didn't really seem to have an effect and make you babble.
Phew.
You are becoming more brave, it seems. Now, would the group like to have your fortune told?
I nudged the up on the head.
I'm one for fortune telling, but I mean, if it can help us, I'm not gonna say no.
All right. You see as she begins to shuffle the cards. Just 1 second to make sure I order these right. Okay. I think just because of this, I love Boundary.
Bust up the tabletop simulator.
Alright, I am all set. You see, as she divides her deck and shuffles through, she goes, there's a card in this deck for each of you. And she places the cards out, and she has them where in front of each of you would be your respective card, so it wouldn't be in this cross. But she goes and she first turns and looks at you, Harper, as she reveals the first card. The warrior, the master of swords, your blade thirsts for blood as your soul hungers for recognition. Seek out the mist-clad hill where the tombs of the ancients hold the instruments of your glory. Alright. Then she turns to you, Caslin, and she turns over your card. The dictator. I see a throne as your seat, and a scepter in your hand. But beware. He that conquers the devil may himself become the devil. Turning to Irina, she turns over Irina's card. And the executioner, the hangman. A beast has marked your soul, and its twin lurks in the heart of a man shrouded in flame. Marked as a devil, this twisted creature can show you the way to your spirit's cleansing. But beware, he is no hero. Turning to you, Theobald, she turns over the card. The traitor, the three of coins. The beast within you is savage, yet all creatures can be tamed. Find the leader of the feathered ones, who live among the vines. Though old, he has wisdom in his bones. And then last, she turns her attention to you, Apollo, turning your card over. The transmuter, the one of stars. The blood of your blood has gone cold, and only mist yet remains. Find them in the highest peak, and free them of their unholy torment. As she finishes, and you see her eyes rolling back, you can see the whites of her eyes gleaming like pearls in the darkness. The candlelight burning down to its customary crimson glow, and the sound of the outside world returns. You can hear the voices of the Vistani, the crackling of the bonfire, the whisper of the wind, the lapping of the waves against the shore of the pool. Light gray and insubstantial filters in once more through the canvas walls of the tent. You feel yourselves breathe for the first time since the reading began. Right now, Madame Ava says nothing. She only regards you silently with dark, heavy eyes. As the group turns to leave from the tent. I guess I never really thought about this. Apollo, do you have like pockets anywhere?
Yeah.
Or a pouch?
I have a backpack of my stuff as well. So
I
have
need
pockets.
something like more on your person. You have pockets?
Yeah, my shirt. Sure, I have pockets on my shirt.
Okay.
Little side pockets.
You feel in your little side pocket on your shirt, what you can only imagine is a card.
I pull it out, but try to make it not obvious to the group. Just check what it is.
Okay. Do you want me to message it to you, or do you care if I read it aloud?
Yeah, you can tell everyone. You can tell everyone.
Okay. You pull out a card, and it is the Paladin, Two of Swords. And you do hear Madame Ava's raspy voice. Ah, I thought it was still true. The shadow over this land, it has grown as dark as a devil's heart. It is your hand that will return the sunlight to its halls if the darkness does not swallow you up in its maw. The same as card I gave to you a year ago when you sat down here.
I look towards everyone. You must have the wrong guy, surely. You keep saying we've met before, but I do not remember that at all.
It will come to you. It will come back, I am certain.
Paul looks freaked the fuck out.
Someone's gonna kind of like chuckle a bit to himself because he doesn't really believe in any of this shit. So, I mean, Apollo, just because you had that dream to come here doesn't mean you gotta go all scary cat on us.
Oh, this is becoming very real to me now. Before we were just a group of, people hanging out. This was intense. Pun intended.
I mean, I'll go ahead and pick a card. See, Bud like kind of waves his little paw over it. Let's see there. Just get -1. So we are picking the bottom one in the center
So
row.
she's given you your reading already.
Oh, I
miss
wasn't
that?
sure if there were other cards.
Yeah, no.
No, I missed. I just wasn't sure if there was additional stuff beyond it. My apology.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, she at this point, like, she is rocking in her chair and like seems like completely exhausted from having to channel into her seer abilities.
Hey, Theoba, maybe you can give Madame Ava her fortune. Pull another card for her.
Thank you.
The Reaper.
Everyone's dying tonight, folks. As you all exit the tent, what would you do, say, or otherwise?
Bert's definitely gonna be annoyed because he doesn't appreciate being called out. He's gonna be like, anyone can, shuffle a deck of cards and pull some out. That's nothing special. I can say random
I
shit
did pretty
too.
good on your guys' readings. That probably took more time to prep than anything else. Like everything else combined and that.
So above game, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bravo. That was awesome.
I just kind of like keeping my head low like it has been the whole time. Just kind of like lightly say thank you and scurry out, basically trying not to not to really be seen anymore.
And I will put your individual fortunes. I just literally have them on sticky notes right now, and I'll put them in your chat so that you have them, because I don't have something to copy and paste from.
Okay.
Which, fun fact, I had to go finding those. I have this little part in the couch that I like to shove everything in, so I had to go find those. All right.
Cool.
As you all come out, it has gotten a little bit darker out. The group is still sitting by the campfire, telling stories, laughing, playing music. What would you all like to do?
I'll finally bring Lancelot back over by the fire and set him down next to the little girl if she's still there.
Yeah, she's still there. She looks like she is, kind of starting to drift to sleep, but puppy, puppy. And she tries to like nuzzle right back into Lancelot. Irina takes a seat at the campfire. She's kind of quiet. I'm not really sure what to make, so she's kind of in her own headspace.
So this is Apollo to the party. So I know we're supposed to be bringing Irina to Valaki, but does her fortune change anything for us? Would she be safer in this, I quote, man shrouded in flame who can lead the way to her spirit's cleansing? I mean, if you believe in the cards, of course.
I mean, I think we just take it as it is, and if something comes of it, something comes of it. There's little use in us, quote unquote, normal folk trying to divine the machinations of the world. All we can do is do what we can in the moment to make the best decisions we can.
Yeah, well said.
I think that we need to get, all of us need to get somewhere safer than just here. I mean, this is a good spot to sleep for one night, but we wouldn't even know where to start for this man shrouded in flame. So
Precisely. Which is why I think our best bet is just continue with the plan. Get Miss Irina.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
And just get Miss Irina here to Valaki as soon as we can.
Valaki, you say. Are you all headed there? This is coming from Eliza, who is Losif's wife. Dark hair, green eyes.
That is our goal.
Would you? I feel funny asking, but I just didn't. I didn't know, and it never hurts to ask. Would you all, since you're already heading to Valaki, would you be willing to? My niece, her name day is approaching, and I'm unable to go and get her a gift for such the occasion because of commitments that I have, and well, they don't really like Vistani and Valaki. So could I trouble you all to purchase a gift for Arabelle from Blinsky's Toys in Valaki and deliver it to Lavash in the Vistani encampment right outside of town there. I would be willing to pay you all 25 gold if you were willing. I can give that to you up front, of course.
Hearing gold, I immediately perk up. I would definitely be willing to.
Name of the toy shop again?
Blink skis.
Skis or something. Skis.
Blink skis. Okay.
Linksys. I basically spelled Linksys.
Oh.
Wait, is this a callback to the toy that you guys found in the original house? That kid's toy?
Little love bug. I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think you all would have noticed it on the doll also. Did you all look at the doll that Mad Mary was holding?
No.
Okay, then you did not notice it on the doll.
Remember, it looked really cool.
No.
That was like my favorite toy when I was a kid. Did you all not have those little love bugs? Those were my favorite.
I think they're talking about the doll, not the love bug.
No, they're totally talking about the love bug.
Oh, I agree. I do like the little love bugs.
I had a Weebelo.
But if it wouldn't be too much for you all, I would really appreciate it if you think that you could help me with this.
I know I can help. Oh,
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean, I don't see a reason to refuse. She's gonna give us the gold. We can use that to buy the toy, so it's not like we're losing anything. And we're going to Valaki anyways. I don't see a reason to refuse.
Plus, it's a celebration, and that kind of thing's pretty cool. But I hate kids, remember? So.
That's rough.
And I'll include one extra gold piece for any toy that you think that should more than cover it. But any toy that you think that she would enjoy.
Perfect.
I'm afraid I'm getting sleepy. Let me go and grab my coin pouch and bring the gold over to you all.
I'll sit down at one of the logs at the fire.
Yes, I will. I'll be back momentarily. She gets up and she goes over to a wagon that is painted on the outside with various children's drawings. Kind of rifles through and comes out with a small bag and counts out the coin when she comes back to you all. Here you go, 26 gold pieces. And you're gonna go to Blinksky's Toys. It's right in the middle of the town. You won't be able to miss it. And then you are going to deliver it to Lavash at the Vistani encampment that's just outside of Valaki. And here's a note so that Lavash will let you into the encampment with no issues.
Be issues just coming into one of your camps? I mean, we kind of just walked in here.
Well, not just in case. You were expected here, and I don't know if you'll be expected there. You see, Madam even knew you were coming here. It's always good to communicate that you are known and things. That way, there's don't even have to worry about anything at all. Heather, stop picking up on my use of words because I'm just a tired DM. It was not meant to actually trigger. It was honestly not meant to trigger anything. The word issue.
Oh, I mean, I figured it's because they knew we were going to be here because of the madam, but I just wanted to say something.
Apollo got us in real nice. He like slid in with the bouncer and just
Yeah. But doesn't remember being there.
yeah.
What the hell?
All right. Well, I'm going to retire. I'm not as young and lively as I once was. Thank you kindly for your good deed. Anything you'd like to
Happily,
do or
any.
say?
So check out those horses. You said there are 8 of them?
Yes. What the fuck do we want to do with the horses, Heather?
I just want to check them out. Are they in good condition? I mean, if we need to run away.
Oh my god. Yes. I don't know. Is that a medicine check on the horse, I guess? Or, I mean, animal handling first to see if they'll let you get near them.
And a horse girl in another life.
I didn't know my wife was door dashing. My dogs are probably going nuts. Okay, I mean, they are extremely tame horses, so a 12 will get you there. Do a medicine check, I guess, as you look them over. What exactly are you looking for on the horses?
No, I guess just a general overall look, because
It's dark, so it's hard to get like a full impression, but I mean, they seem happy and healthy to you.
I guess at least they're taking care of the horses.
They have this nice, beautiful pool to drink from.
Hmm.
While I'm sitting near the fire, I'll finally reach into my pocket and pull out the necklace that I found on the road, and just kind of like start looking it over a little bit.
Okay, and you're not
Out in
concealing it
front
at
of the
all?
group.
Same question, yep. Matt, are you
Wait,
showing
what's
it to
that?
everybody?
I'd have it like kind of out near the fire, so I figure like the glint or something like that would probably alert people to it.
Okay. Alright, Theo, bud.
I'm trying to decide on how I want to go about this. So Theobald was probably just kind of sitting there being quiet, and he sees you pull out the necklace and is holding it up to the fire. And Theobald probably moves faster than you've ever seen it and snatches it from your hand and is just holding it inches from his eyes and is just staring at it.
Whoa, Theo, have you?
This ain't supposed to be here. This ain't supposed to be here.
What is it? I found it along the road while we were walking here.
Theobald will kind of look away from it for a moment, look over at Caslin. This was my mother's.
She had great taste.
This was the only thing that survived. Because the last time I saw her, we were out picking herbs for the local apothecary. And when I turned back to face her, she collapsed to the ground with the flowers that she was holding wilting and withering into dust as she fell to the ground stone cold dead. She was alive 1 minute and dead the next.
I'm so
There
sorry.
wasn't anything I could do. This was kept at the monastery with my mentor to hold on to. Because I didn't know, I didn't want to lose this if whatever happened on this trip went south. So that way, if I didn't make it back, it could go to my brothers and sisters. They shouldn't be here in Barovia. Something's not right.
I don't think there's much right about this trip.
Like
Seems-
Theobund's like hands are like trembling around it as tears are falling down his furried face. And he tries to like blink them away and turn them away, and he pushes the necklaces back in Castle's hand. I can't look at the same moment. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry to bring back that memory, and I'll instead of just putting it in my pocket, I'll like put it in a safe spot in my bag, and I'll just say, for safekeeping, we'll make sure that it doesn't go missing.
I it's not your fault, Gaston, but I appreciate it. I just need to be alone for a bit.
When I see something shiny, I just gotta grab it. You know, it's just my nature.
You ain't did nothing wrong, Caslin. It's Theobund pats you on the shoulder, but he's still visibly crying as he makes his way from the fire and just kind of loses himself amongst the tents as he just goes off.
I'll sit back down by the fire.
I was not ready for that. Good job, Aaron. You can have some inspiration.
That was great.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
Amazing. Incredibly sad, but amazing.
Oh,
Very
poor
well
Theo, bud, he
played.
needs a hug.
I'll start trying to learn how to play my hand drum better. Tension better.
And I would understand.
Yeah. Hey.
Are you all ready for the final story of the night? You see as a older, looks to be in about his 80s, and he currently is munching on, he has like a jar of pickles, and he's munching on those. I
Sounds
would like to
fantastic.
tell you a story that I learned, that I experienced myself many years ago. Would the group stick around for the story?
Yeah, I would.
Hell yeah.
You also
How many
notice...
pickles are there in the jar? I guess that would be my my point. How many pickles are there in the jar? If there's 4, I'm leaving.
No, there's 7. Would you like a pickle? They're tasty.
Oh no, I'm okay. I got some rations here.
He slurps down another pickle. Now there's 6. Well,
Just
some...
stop eating those.
I will, so I can tell my story. So he begins, he kind of scratches his balding head. Some years back, when I was still a young man with a full head of hair, I was asked to help my cousin Babik get to the small house he had just bought near Luna Lake. The trip was long, and we would be spending many days within the woods with no road to guide us. So I thought it best to ask my brothers and sisters to join us. On our first day in the woods, we paid no heed to the stories our parents had told us of the mist and the tricks that it can play on you. We were young, we were strong, and we thought we would be more than capable of handling everything on our own. So as the sun went down, we set up our tents, we built a campfire for the night. The forest grew dark around us, and drink had made us bold. My brother, Pointius, had drank too much, and he went to relieve himself in the woods. Several minutes went by, then nearly an hour, as we sat by the fire drinking and roasting game. Pointius never came back. In the morning, as we began to pack and gather our belongings, we noticed that Pointius, his belongings were gone. When I asked our group where he went, one said they had seen him come back in the middle of the night, shaking like he was laughing without making sound, and he gathered his things and left. Ma, I assumed he simply decided to scout the path ahead, as Pointius was always one to forge his own way through the world, and I figured we'd run into him up ahead. And so we continued into the woods, drinking and laughing and thinking we were invincible. And after several hours of walking, one of the women in our group shouted, "Someone's following us!" she screamed, and I looked back to where she was pointing. And indeed, I saw that we were being followed. I saw my brother's head and his wide, playful smile peering out from us from behind a tree. It's just Pointius," I told her, and I ran over to meet him, but before I could, he vanished behind the tree, and I could hear him running off into the woods. I was no stranger to his games like this. We had played similar ones all throughout our youth. Any Vistana can tell you that we pride ourselves on being nimble and stealthy, impossible to catch. So I looked forward to this game, even hoping to prove to my brother that I was the superior one. We saw him many times after that, poking out from behind trees and bushes, all with that same big smile. But I was never fast enough to catch him. Days passed like this. By the third night, we had all grown worried over Pointius, as he hadn't been joining us for meals, or to refill our water skins, or even to sleep. His games often lasted long, but never like this before. And that night when I laid down to sleep, I stared out into the woods, at the distant shape of my brother's head, peering out at me from behind a gnarled tree trunk. This time I did not run to catch him. I laid there for what seemed like hours, watching as his head poked out from different spots in the forest. And as I did, ice grew thick in my veins. Because I noticed that since this game had started, his expression never changed. His eyes never blinked. I don't know when I fell asleep, but eventually I woke in the morning to someone shaking me and telling me another had ran off into the woods. After that, we didn't drink or laugh while we walked. We barely even talked. When Alamina joined Pontius in staring at us from within the woods, No one said anything, not a word. The fighters of our group simply loaded crossbows and listened for any approaching footsteps. Each night, someone else would disappear from our group. Even if we all sat awake, watching one another to make sure no one could leave, eventually sleep would wash over us, and in the morning, our number would be one fewer. As our group shrank, the people we saw in the woods began to grow. Eventually, all that remained were me, Babik, and 3 others. On that last day, as Babik's house came into view, we all ran to the door and locked ourselves inside. For the first time in nearly a week, we felt safe behind the strong walls of the house. Again, we ate and drank and laughed, trying to forget those who lurked out in the forest. And when the drink ran dry, we all fell asleep, huddled together on Babik's new bed. At some point in the night, though, I woke to the sound of the door of the bedroom opening. Pontius stood in the doorframe. I could tell it was him by the way that the candlelight in the hall behind him lit up his hair, which he had always prided himself on being able to comb into large spikes. But something about the way he stood seemed wrong. He was too short, too skinny. He walked with a limp as he shuffled over to the side of the bed. I could see him shaking, making that same strange, soundless laugh that he had been doing since the night his game begun. And then he reached up and grabbed at something just underneath the collar of his shirt. I couldn't tell what he was doing at first, but slowly I realized he was lifting something off of himself. Bit by bit, the skin of his neck peeled back like leather. His face, still stuck in that unblinking smile, began to deform, wrinkling and falling on itself until I could see the mask come off entirely. And I am thankful that it was far too dark for me to see whatever was underneath, to see whatever laughed silently, watching my fear, and to see whatever it was that slinked out of my room with my brother's face in its hands. It's been many years since, but even now when I look out into the woods, I can still see my brother's face behind the trees, shaking at whatever's beneath it laughs. Who in the group needs to roll a fear check?
Well, the other one's not there. You wouldn't have to anyway.
I mean, can I add a new fear to my fucking
Yeah.
list?
Well, if you think it would spook your character at all, you would do a fear check.
Yeah,
Like-
that's kind of fucking creepy.
That
That
would
dude just peeled his face off.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom saving
watching this-
throw.
Yeah,
Well-
I was watching the stream to see what everyone's reaction was. You guys are all taking notes. I'm like, what the fuck?
God damn it,
God
Oh,
damn.
look at this.
Apollo! This is not fair.
Harper and Caslin, please roll me a D100.
Roll. Oh, fire's better, but I'm gonna hope.
I don't know if fire is better.
Hey.
Okay.
I got 10 higher than my last roll.
Okay. You all see as the story finishes, Harper just like slumps over, completely unconscious. Harper, you're unconscious for the next 9 minutes. Matt, can I have you re-roll?
Uh-oh.
Was I gonna be dead?
No, you weren't gonna be dead, but it didn't make sense for the situation.
Oh,
I was not ready to have you all fighting each other. Caslin begins to retreat into his own mind, becoming paralyzed as he thinks over what the story was talking about. and you are kind of retreated in that that trance of just sheer fear for the next 2 minutes.
Sounds about right.
So you guys see Apollo clapping from the story. Looks over to the other two listening. One's unconscious, one's completely paralyzed.
Blink for me, Apollo. No.
One away with words. Clap, clap, clap.
I was not expecting that at the end.
Yes,
Pretty good.
Theobald would probably return once the story is over and just kind of like, why do I feel like I missed something rather important?
Wait, tell the story again. Our friend missed it.
Apollo's gonna have to repeat it, but it's just not gonna be as good.
Well, I got this. So, Theobald, there's this person in the forest who is smiling at you, and then he peeled his face off. Really fucked up. Cliff notes.
All right, and Theobald, you would see Caslin in like a trance-like state, probably like rocking, I would imagine, a bit, totally overtaken by this fear that he is feeling, and then Harper is passed the fuck out.
Totally by breath and didn't realize it.
That makes
All
sense.
right, looks like I gotta be the designated driver here this evening. As he proceeds to scoop up both Harper and Caslin. I'm sorry y'all had to deal with this, but they'll be right as rain in the morning. And Theopod proceeds to carry them off to it's still within the tent circle, but is a place where they can set up their own little camp while still being within the camp.
I didn't mean to frighten them that badly. I've never seen anyone react quite as poorly, but I promise you, their reaction is little to what would happen if you were to venture into the woods like my group mistakenly did all those years ago.
Note to self: really, really do not go into woods.
Well, I will keep that in mind for future exploring sakes, but
let me help you get them put to bed. Irina picks up anything that Theobald is unable to carry, or if it wasn't on their person, to move over to where you all are setting up camp for the night.
Like, too bad Apollo didn't faint, then Irina could have carried him.
Apollo's looking flush all of a sudden. Oh no.
Oh god. Wait, is Irina Apollo's Sereth in this story? Was that something I've just missed this whole time?
Oh.
Okay.
Even if it's not true, I want it to be true now.
I don't think it was ever fully actualized or stated.
I don't think I've said a word to Irina other than giving her the wine.
Like I said, it's like Ashani and Sereth. Ashani really wants Sereth, but it's never. It's not gonna happen.
It's never gonna work.
Please look at me.
Notice me, senpai.
Yes.
My wife loves when I'm weird playing D&D, so here we go. Ember was great. She was so annoyed she could not wait for me to introduce the party to Ember, so I'd stop talking to her about her.
I'd say poor Ricky, but he deserves it.
All right. What would the group just retire for the evening then at this point?
Yeah, Theobone would probably go through the paces of setting up every of both Castlin's and Harper's bedrolls and everything, make sure they're all situated for the evening before he sets up any of his stuff, because he doesn't know what's going on with them, so he figures if he just at least gets them comfortable and situated, that things will sort itself out by morning. He hopes anyway.
I'm only paralyzed for 2 minutes, so I'd set mine up. You're all good.
Yeah, I would imagine Castling gets moved over, and as you get like moved over to the campsite, you kind of come to.
Yeah, that was terrifying. That'll lead to good dreams, I'm sure.
Whatever you do, just I don't know what happened back there, but please don't eat any more of that pie. We got one addict in the party. That's enough.
I just really like having you carry me.
Just because it looks hilarious because we're both tiny folk and I'm carrying you like you're a stack of potatoes doesn't mean anything.
I won't eat any more of the pie. Here, Apollo, would you like some pie?
I shouldn't have mentioned the pie.
You know, I can't say no.
How much of the pie are you giving him?
I'll just give him one more piece, just to tide him over till night or till morning.
God. Oh God.
So that's what, 4 slices left?
Yep, 4 slices now.
No, 1 in the morning, 1 at night.
It'll
That's
last-
what I need.
It's not gonna last the trip. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, we're getting to Wallachia. We're not gonna have any more pie. I don't want to know what's gonna happen.
All right, let's do a quick break because telling all those stories, I need some more water, and then we will come back and pick up with. Are you all keeping watch?
Theobon would take first watch.
I'd take second, yeah.
I'll take third.
Okay.
I know
And-
I was gonna say I know Harper probably would be like conscious again, but he's just gonna fake still being unconscious so he doesn't have to take watch.
Good deal.
Oh,
All
you
right.
little rascal.
We will come back and see what happens throughout the night and go from there. If you are watching the stream, we will be back we'll try for 5 minutes, so we'll be back at 8:06.
Stay tuned.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Every time you pull us back over, I kind of want to like try and get something in like Travis does all the time for Critical Role. Like I was really hoping that you were pulling us in right when I said meatloaf.
All right. Theobun, you were up first for your watch. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. And go ahead and roll for me a perception. Yeah,
Damn it.
you. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said 17.
Yeah, 17. You sit by the fire as it's burning, using that light to kind of help you see and keep an eye out from anything coming, and you don't notice anything at all.
That's quiet. Just like how I
It's
like.
not quiet. You do hear the howling of wolves. That, but maybe at this point that seems quiet to you.
I think for Theobald, given this is what, day 5 in Barovia? Something like that. He's just kind of gotten used to the wolf howls just kind of always being there at this point. So he'd go and wake up Castle for his watch.
Oh, good morning.
It ain't quite morning yet, you knucklehead.
Oh,
But
damn.
it's just time for your watch. Things have been pretty quiet so far, but that don't mean to slack off now.
All right. I'll let you go to bed. Sleep well.
Nah. The
Good
one's
night.
bed.
All right, roll your perception.
I'm going to guess my perception. It's going to be a 4. Oh no, I did better. 15.
Almost 4 times what you guessed.
As you sit, keeping watch, like you're definitely a little bit on edge of things, from what had happened previously, and like every time you hear like the snapping of a twig in the distance, like you turn and you look and you feel as though you see some like big, wren smiling creature off in the distant forest. And one of those times when you turn back, you see sitting beside you a jar.
um,
What would you like to do
is
with the
it like a
jar?
see-through? Is it like a see-through jar, or is it like a?
Yeah, I mean it's similar to it is not, it doesn't look identical to the jar that you had seen earlier with pickles, but it looks very similar.
Um, do I see anything in it? I guess from where I'm at, I don't want to touch it or anything, but
Why are you guys so creeped out? You do see something that looks to be pickled inside of it. It's not pickles, but it definitely looks like there is something inside of it.
okay, I'll like lean down near it and like get a closer look. I'm still not wanting to touch it, but
It looks like pickled tongues.
German cuisine. uh yeah, I
Oh,
That scared me. Caslin has no interest in that, but not knowing where it came from, he doesn't want to anger anyone, so I'll leave it there.
Okay. All right, Apollo, were you the last watch?
Yep.
I will go and wake up Apollo and let him know that someone left their pickled tongues near me.
Can I just look around to see if anyone's like around our camp?
Yeah. Roll a. If you're just looking perception, if you're like getting up and walking around, investigation.
Nah, I just want to look around because I might eat one.
You don't notice anyone near your campsite. It looks as though everyone has they've retired for the night and no one's came out of their areas.
All right, have a good night's sleep, Caslin.
We'll try. Good night.
Good night
Well,
as I head over to the pickled tongues.
if you're gonna have one of them, just take the whole jar. I don't want any.
Can I discern what animal they came from, if they came from animals?
Yeah, make a nature.
Damn.
I'm rolling good tonight.
You take a look at them. Are you gonna pick up the jar?
Yes.
You pick up the jar and you're taking a look, kind of peering through. Would you open it?
I'd kind of like hold it up to like the moonlight, trying to like look what it is. If I can't tell just by that, yeah, I'd open it.
Yeah, you open it and take a look inside. Do you take it out? Did you take one out?
Yes, I would. I'd take one out.
Yeah, you take one out. It looks almost demon-like to you. You think that it perhaps belonged to a ghoul.
Cool. I'm gonna take the one that I pulled out and kind of just place it, kind of hovering over Harper. And just go, Pointy-is, Pointy-is, and just leave it on top of them while they're sleeping, and close the jar.
As you finish with that, you turn back to kind of like the forest outline of the encampment, and you see looks like 4 sets of eyes watching the party.
Ooh. Like, can I discern any face like in the story that we listen to, or do they seem more like animal eyes?
You quickly would be able to tell that they are animalized.
Alright, I will make sure my armor is equipped while I'm watching the eyes, but not wake up the party.
You keep watch on the eyes. They don't ever come closer. The howling of the wolves is extremely loud, so you do assume that these are wolves that are watching you with their gray yellow eyes that are just staring right in the party's direction the whole night. It especially seems like one of them that looks a bit larger, like based on where the eyes are, is keeping a careful watch on Irina.
Oh, fuck. Christ. Alright. Yeah, I won't do anything for now, but I'll let the party know in the morning. Fucking wolves,
Remind
man.
me, do you have you guys got the glow of the fire, so this question is irrelevant. Give me 1 second, because I've lost, in my sea of tabs, I've lost the most important tab. There it is. Can I have... so what I would like for you to do is to make sure it is a private roll just to me, or you can put the you can roll if you have physical dice and just tell me the roll in your channel. But I need a wisdom saving throw from you.
All right, private GM roll.
All right. The rest of the evening goes by uneventful. As Harper wakes up and sees the tongue just hovering slightly above, what is Harper's reaction?
He's definitely gonna jolt back. Because,
Oh no, what has happened to my sound?
uh-oh.
Oh goodness. I think my headphones decided to disconnect you all. Give me 1 second.
Charlie can't hear us. Say everything.
I'm panicking. I don't know what to say.
I currently cannot hear anything you all are saying. I don't know what the heck happened.
Quick, let's just make it seem like we kept on playing and beat Strahd.
Yep. Oh, I rolled a 20 to shoot that wolf.
Awesome, not 20.
Oh damn. Oh damn, that is a lot louder.
Oh.
I could hear myself through it.
Ooh. Let's figure out the volume. I don't know why they just, I guess because I use them like all day long is my guess. Okay. So what was Harper's reaction to the tongue?
Oh, he's definitely gonna be like jolt back and like that panicked response of like trying to get as far away from it as possible. Just because he doesn't know what it is and it was there when he woke up.
Charlie, I sent you a message in player chat.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right. In the morning, so Apollo, you would have had very happy, peaceful dreams as you were sleeping. Caslin, unfortunately, your dreams were not peaceful at all. You had horrible nightmares throughout the night.
I would definitely chalk that up to the story right before bed.
And can I have Caslin make for me a I need to not open so many tabs. A Constitution saving throw for me, and I also need Apollo to make one.
Come on.
They'll never
Hey.
eaten street pie.
I only ate one slice and I'm still getting these.
Yeah, but your DC is much lower than.
Jesus. I'm gonna use my inspiration. Finally.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, buddy. Caslin, you are no longer like really having any feeling about the pie or not. You are kind of, it's completely been flushed out of your system, probably literally at this point. Apollo, though, you begin frantically searching, trying to find any crumb of pie that you can find, and I believe there are still 4 slices amongst the group. So what happens?
I wake up like an addict, or I guess since I'm the last, I was watching last. I start shaking Caslin and be like, Caslin, yeah, some of that pie, right? For some reason,
So I had pictured that I actually woke up when Harper woke up from jolting, and like immediately had to relieve myself, and that was like the pie leaving my system, kinda. So like I'm just not even there.
well, I know he has the pie in his bag, right?
Yeah, I would think that you would know that.
I'm sure he yelled at Caslin as he's relieving himself. Caslin, I hope you don't mind. I'm eating some more of that pie. Okay?
You got it, buddy.
I fucking dig in.
And there were
You know
3
what? I'll have
slices.
2 slices. I'll have 2 slices this time. Fuck this DC. You're making it impossible.
Well, the good news is you've reached the point of it no longer going higher. The bad news is, how much pie have you had? How much is left? Just 2 slices?
2 slices
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh god. But you're feeling good. You're craving the pie, you get the pie, and your jittery goes away. Ready for there to be no pie. Alright, anything else in the morning that the group would like to do?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
That I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, as you all are getting ready, you see the Vistani are also up and about. They're at their campfire, and they make small talk with the group. Offer any, if you all would like to have any water that they've boiled or anything like that. Before you all leave, is there anything that we could do for you? I do hope you had a peaceful sleep and that the stories weren't too much for you.
That it did lead to some bad dreams, that last one did, or I guess it could have been the jar of tongues that I found, but uh I would just take some
Tongues.
water, or if you have some. Yeah, I found a jar of some kind of tongues. It was really weird. Did you ever take a look at those, Apollo?
Nope.
Did you know, Caslin?
Yeah, I was too scared to touch them. They just I've never been into German food, so where's
Germany is now
Germany?
canon.
Germany is now canon.
Mm. Harper's gonna give Castle a look and just kind of like look away.
So you all are off to Valaki then this morning.
I think well, it'll be a couple of days, I think, but I think we're gonna stop by. There seems to be a windmill on this map, so we'll stop there next and rest there, I think.
Yeah, you should get there before nightfall tonight, I'd imagine. Barovia looks large, but it's not nearly as large as the map wants to make you think it is.
Well, that's hopefully they're pretty well, I guess, maintained, because the where we just were was just, it was getting a little bit run down, I believe, by some dark entities there.
Where did you all just come from?
Oh crap!
I mean,
I
the
think-
village of Barovia, is that what you're speaking of?
Yes, the
Oh.
village of Barovia. We that's where we met Irina and her brother, and that's where he asked us to help her get to Valaki.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that it would be ran down there. Irina, it seems you and it's your brother now that is the burgomaster. That you have your work cut out for you. Ah, yes, I think Ismark will be. I think he'll do well. He's read lots of books about it. I'm sure he'll be a great burgomaster, much like our father and grandfather before him. Awkward moment when the DM realizes that you have to talk for two people. And forgets that the voices should maybe change slightly. Well, I hope you all have a great journey, and remember, stay on the path.
I won't be going anywhere near the woods.
Everybody
I'm pretty
goes to the
sure
woods.
if you got with it, I'm pretty sure if Caslin here got anywhere close to the woods, he'd probably instantly pass out and most likely shit himself.
I just did that, so we shouldn't have to worry about it.
Oh, Caslin. Oh, Caslin. Theobald
I
just
would
pats him on the head.
I would take some water and some rations if at all possible. And actually I've been thinking about it, and I guess I never ran it by the group, but Lancelot just seems so happy with the young girl there that was kind of sleeping on him. Sh- I know we kind of thought about going to look for Lancelot's young girl that he was with, but what is everyone's kind of ideas with that? I just don't want to put him in danger.
I don't think we're finding her.
I mean, I understand your point, but at the same time, Caslin, you did adopt that dog, and he is your responsibility now. It'd be kind of a dick move just to abandon him like that.
I don't know if he'd see it as abandoning. Would you, boy? Does he like go to me or the girl?
Lancelot's been like next, like as soon as you were awake and stuff. Like Lancelot hasn't left your side.
Oh, okay. I can't get rid of you.
He kind of goes like a little bit of like a little dog cry as he's trying to decipher what you were plotting.
I'll
He's just
crunch
looking
down
at me
and
with
start,
those big wet puppy dog eyes.
I'll start petting him. We wouldn't leave you.
He starts wagging his tail. So I see the matter is settled. Then we wouldn't want to take a dog from you said a girl that you're looking to reunite? Yeah. Better the dog stays with you then. That way when you find the girl, she knows that you mean her no harm.
That is true. That's very true.
Yes, finding.
Well,
Also,
you
by any
all-
chance, have you seen this girl? I would pull out a flyer.
Oh yeah, I do have a stack of flyers.
I do you have more of a description? I mean, the flyer is beautiful. You all made those very well, but I think I need a little bit more information.
Mm,
I mean,
Probably
she has
what?
hair. She looks small. So you think she's probably about the same
Probably
age
like
as little
10.
Rosie? Oh, 10, a little bit older. Okay.
I mean, I was just throwing a guess out there.
Yeah,
I mean,
did we ever
this-
get a description?
This drawing, I'm not too sure. are you all missing this child? You might need to work a bit on your sketching. You know, we do have someone in the group that if you told a description, they could likely draw something maybe a bit better for you to show.
I mean, these weren't done by our hands.
That's good. I was concerned.
But if I may be on the level with y'all, I don't think anyone's gonna be finding this girl. Like, we'll try it. We'll give it the old college try, but she's been missing for 4 or 5 days at this point. No signs of anywhere where she went.
What
I'm
a
not holding
pity.
my breath.
Such a shame when things like that happen.
Yeah.
We will keep an
Shall we?
eye out. And she is missing from the village of Barovia. Then.
Yeah.
Yep, that is correct. And here, I'll leave this flyer with you in case if you see her, and I'll just hand it to him.
Okay. Yes. Yes. This will do us very good here.
Her mother will be happy to know that her flyers are getting out far and wide to search.
I'm sure. I mean, they have traveled now about 5 hours from Barovia, so they're what do you call it? Flat Stanley.
Anyway,
My favorite school activity. All right. The group is leaving camp then.
yeah.
Yep,
All right.
staying on the trail.
Staying on the trail. As you should.
Make sure to leash your dog.
Yes. Do you have him on a leash?
Yeah.
I believe you
Well,
do.
I do have. Yeah, I'll put him on. I'll have him on. Oh, how long is my string?
String.
It's probably like
10 foot.
5. It's
So.
probably like 10 foot, probably.
Yep. Yeah. So I'll put him on the 10-foot length of string. That string gets so much use.
Yeah, Heather started doing string and bells and things. She's been inspired by Kathleen.
Yes. And as we walk, I'll keep on trying to get better with my hand drum.
Okay. All right, now, Caslin. Now, to keep a beat, a real easy way to do it is try to hit the drum every time your foot hits the ground. Okay.
Okay. Gotta try this. Doom, doom, doom.
Roll performance.
Oh Lord.
He trips. Doom, doom, doom.
Doom, doom, doom.
Doom.
Uh,
Doom.
Doom.
that one is transparent. I rolled a 10.
Oh, I can see that one. I feel like that's on par with what you rolled the night before.
It was a 9.
Oh, okay. You've improved a little bit. You're getting
I
better.
improved by 1.
Improvement is improvement, no matter how small. All right. The group begins to journey towards, well, on the path. So you only assume that you are heading towards the windmill and eventually Velaki. You get about an hour and a half so of traveling in when you suddenly hear muffled screams.
Is it in the woods or is it like further up the path?
Make a perception for me.
Okay.
It's pointiest.
You recognize that it sounds as though, it is coming off of there's a small, like footpath trail on your right hand side of the road, and it sounds like it's coming from there, but not super far away.
I will relay that to the rest of the party.
Was this type of scream like a, ah, I'm getting hurt, or ah, something scared me?
Perception.
That's fair.
I mean, it's hard for you to distinguish, but you definitely are getting more of the sense of kind of like a combination, like fear, but also possibly getting hurt.
Guys, I forgot to tell you, but last night I saw wolves in the forest, so someone could be getting attacked by wolves right now. So, should we go help, or not our business?
I'll kind of look at everyone else and judge by everyone else's reaction.
I mean, we were explicitly told not to go into the woods multiple times.
But there's a
There is a
path
small
here. What
footpath.
if they need our help?
What if it's a trap?
Admiral Akbar.
You're right, Irina. We should go.
Oh, God.
I'm just trying to roleplay the character. It's really hard.
I know.
I do not like DMPCs.
Fine. If you do this, it ain't on my head.
Well, your face might be on something else's head soon.
You all are always the heroes.
No.
Theobald grudgingly pulls out his shield and his morning star and starts walking down the path.
I will
Damn
pull
it.
out my crossbow.
What he is going to do, though, is as he's walking along the path, if there's any brushes or trees along it, he's just going to give it a gentle whack with his warding starts, basically just to leave a mark on it to know where they've been.
Okay.
That is a great idea.
Yeah. You all go. You like as you're walking, the muffled screaming gets a bit louder, and you follow about 100 feet, and then you come across a cabin. It's very small, almost a shed size would probably be a better comparison. It has one door and a small window. You still hear the screaming.
Does it sound like it's coming from inside?
It does.
Alright. Let's get a move on, folks. And
Am I-
Theobald starts jogging / running up to the shed.
Matt?
I will follow. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was thinking that we were closer to the shed. I was gonna say, am I too short to see in the window?
Yeah, you all approach. You get so that you are close to the cabin here. So you're probably at this point 5 or 10 feet away from the door, and the window is to the left of the door.
I will.
The inside, or is it too high up?
You would be able to see at a certain point from the angle before you get too close. Would anyone look in the window?
Oh, Theobald would.
I will too.
The shorties will.
Yep.
I was gonna say if they couldn't see into the window, Harper would do it for them. But if they've got it,
Anyone who looks into the window, you see a woman on the other side of it. Anyone can hear this. You hear her screaming out for help, and she's banging on that window.
Damn, that's a tough window.
Upon she makes eye contact with Theobun, and then you see as she moves, it looks in the direction of the door. The door, it suddenly starts shaking as though someone's trying to open it up, but like it's locked. Like, so it's like she's trying to open it, but it's locked.
Theobud's just gonna try to brute force either pull it or shove it open.
Okay, make a strength.
I'm literally
check.
I'm grabbing my thieves' tools. Like,
Do you want flat strength or do you want athletics?
Athletics. As you are going and moving in the, like, getting ready to kick the door, anyone who is still, like, eyesight of the window, you see that, the woman has reappeared in front of the window, and you see that there's a shadowy figure, behind her, and her screams sound more desperate. And then, Theobun, tell us what happens as you kick the door in. Like, how do you go about kicking it?
Just straight up rears back with his rabbit strength and with his rabbit legs, and just kicks it right at the door handle, and just kicks it open. And he goes inside and says, "Well, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum."
You go in and you say that, and to your astonishment, you don't see anyone inside of the cabin. It's empty.
The fuck?
do I still see them through the window?
You do not. Once you have stepped inside, it just looks like a cabin. Theobun, if you would take a look around, you can roll investigation if you want.
Yeah, I guess I'm in here. Might as well. Nope, I don't see anything.
I think you are just so, like, floored by your, like, grand entry to no one being there to receive it that you're just, like, you glance around. I mean, you notice there's a bed and it looks like, you know, an area for cooking and whatnot, but, like, that's all that you really notice, and you can stay in or you step outside, whatever you'd like.
Theobald leaves and he just starts walking back towards the path, very upset.
I saw it and I thought it was cool.
Theobald, that thing you said, that was awesome.
Bruce is gonna golf clap.
Would anyone go inside, or are we all walking back?
No,
Okay, fair enough.
I'm done with ghosts.
No one called
Yeah,
anything
after-
a ghost.
After
I don't-
adopting a dog that's terrified of ghosts, I don't think going inside that would be a good idea.
But guys, we all heard the screaming. Someone should just double check. Is all I'm saying.
Since
Okay,
you
I'll-
volunteered. No.
I'll
Yeah,
stay
you
outside if
volunteered.
you want to go in.
All right, if this door closes behind me, please save me. Do not leave me behind.
The door
Electro
shuts.
Arena, please.
Oh, you're so brave.
Hi, Stefan.
All right, you take
The
a look
cabin's
around.
in
It
it.
is empty.
Does it look like there's anything I could possibly?
Investigation?
To give to Irina.
Oh my god. You take a look around. You notice that there is a bed that is caked with blood all over the bedding. You also notice that there is a small area for fires, and there's a pot that is sitting over that area.
I mean, first I'm just gonna check to see if the blood stains go deeper into the bed. So I'll pull up back the sheet.
It does. It has seeped through.
Does the blood look fresh?
It does not appear to be fresh. It's really dark, and it's not like wet to the touch or anything.
Right. I'll take one peek under the bed and then I'll look in the pot. Just covering my bases.
Yeah, you take a look under the bed. And
He's smiling.
oh, my audio is still not working. No, I'm kidding. I'm just stalling. You see it looks as though you see a set of dice underneath the bed.
Well, I did hear that from Madam Ava that Harper had a gambling issue, so I'm gonna snatch those.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll head out. I'll check the pot one last time, and then I'll head out if there's nothing.
Yeah, as you open up the pot, you open it up and there's something like stuck to the lid of the pot, and so it kind of like pulls it up, and you realize it's like this auburn color, and like it could, the only thing it could be that, based on you looking at it, is it looks like it's hair. If you had looked in the window at all, it would match the hair color of the woman in the window, rather. And you also see inside of the pot that there are some bones, and what it's very little at this point. There's some moldy water in here as well. A lot of it has probably evaporated at this point.
I'm just gonna pull a little bit of hair out. Guys, I think I found our victim. Dun dun.
And cut.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, Theobald's gone. How's everybody else responding to this?
I hate this place. And I'm going to turn around and follow Theobald.
Harper's gonna shout, just leave it there, don't touch it, you might get a disease. And he's gonna leave.
I'm like, shit, shake my hand, get the hair off. Ooh. Oh, wait, Harper, I found something. And if you turn around, I'm just gonna throw you the dice.
Would you try
You'd
catching
probably
it?
hit him in the... No, they'd probably hit him in the back because he wouldn't turn around.
You see as the dice hit Harper in the back.
Rolled snake eyes.
Gonna joke, are they D6s? I wonder what they rolled. Actually, after getting hit in the back, I would turn around and see what the hell he threw at me.
You look around and you see 2 dice on the ground with a 1 and a 6 showing.
I'm gonna pick him up and roll him again.
Roll 2d6s.
I kind of hope it's a 1 and a 6 again, because that would be awesome. No,
I
if
was
it's a 1 and
close, a
four.
1 and
That
a
was
3.
4? Did you say 4?
Oh, shit.
Oh shit! Don't look, Gaslin, don't look!
Yeah, I had been walking away for a minute. I think,
Yeah, I think
I'm
he's far away.
I know.
That's
sorry,
too
that was
funny.
probably really loud.
I'm gonna pick up the dice and kind of pocket them, but
Would you look at them closely, or are you just picking them up?
yeah, I would, just to see like what they're made of and stuff.
Investigation?
I will.
They look like dice. Pretty fine set of dice.
Yeah, I like dice. Yeah, I'm gonna throw them in my pocket and just ignore that they exist for now.
Alright. Is the group continuing to walk towards the windmill?
Yeah.
Yeah, once we get to the main path again, I don't want to
Yeah.
go through the woods to get there.
Yeah, you all get back onto the main path. About another hour and a half or so has gone by, and under the dull gray sky that shrouds Barovia in its gloomy embrace, the landscape stretching out endlessly with twisted trees and crumbling ruins. The mist, it's thick and suffocating at this point of the day. It's kind of clinging around you all. You can still see, like, it's keeping the path clear, but it is making it difficult to see far out. Everything's in its dim, hazy light. And as you keep trudging through, to the point of feeling a bit exhausted, maybe discouraged along the muddy road, you suddenly see a movement up ahead that catches your attention. In the distance, you see a sleek black carriage stood motionless. And you would recognize this carriage at this point. And you see it as it seems to be waiting. And its ominous shadow, it's a stark contrast against the backdrop of the land.
Immediately pull out my bow.
It's the carriage, Irina murmurs. Her voice is barely audible over the sighing of the wind. What would the group do?
Sambo and Dross is Lord Star and his shield out and just keeps walking.
I will also pull my short bow.
Why is everyone getting ready? It's just the carriage?
We saw this carriage earlier, and it's I think it was this carriage that sent regards from Strahd. And if half of what we heard at that camp is true, then I don't know how much I want him near us.
Hear me out. What if nobody's in it and we could just take the carriage?
Better safe
I
than
don't
sorry,
think
I
our
guess.
luck
but-
is that good.
I don't think anyone's gonna leave a carriage like that just unattended.
Also true.
Well
As
point.
the group begins to like ready weapons in case of anything, and some of us still approaching or deciding what to do, you see suddenly as the carriage springs to life, and you can hear its wheels creaking as it lurches forward, which would be in the opposite direction of you all, so it's going away from you. The horses are straining against the reins as they pull the carriage forward. And you hear as Irina lets out a very audible sigh, as if she'd been holding her breath the whole time, waiting. I don't know why he must always be around me. I don't understand
is.
it.
There are these things called stalkers, and trust me, you'll never be able to understand it.
I may have inklings of suspicion as to why, but would be mostly what me and my siblings call wag at this point.
Oh, I wish he'd just wag his way away from here.
Unfortunately, wag ain't that type of thing. Wag is what we call an acronym for a wild ass guess.
Oh, I misunderstood.
No, you're just fine.
Is the group continuing forward?
Well, Theobald is.
I would too, yeah.
Yes.
So you notice as you approach where the carriage had been, that in its wake there is a small blanket, laid upon the ground, and you see, as your eyes kind of narrow in suspicion, you see on this blanket that there is a small feast laid out. You see platters of smoked meats. Their rich aroma is wafting through the air. You see dark sausages marbled with fat, thick slabs of salted pork, stalks of wild game roasted to perfection. You also see various fresh produce, exotic fruits, their vibrant colors, a stark contrast to the muted landscape. Juicy oranges are there, the citrus scent with each slice. Sweet figs that look soft and looks appealing to the group. And then you do also see with a note, like just a little tag, a pie, and it says Apollo's name on it right in front of the pie.
Nice.
Because why not at this point? Why not let the DM have fun?
I do want to say though that Theobald probably sees rabbit meat in there and did probably run over the side of the road and toss his cookies first.
Fair. You
I'm
most
gonna
likely
vibe check
did.
this food.
You also see nestled among the delicacies that there is a small package. It's wrapped in velvet. It's tied with a red ribbon.
Guys, he might be a stalker and kind of weird, but man, what a treat.
He tries.
I believe that's intended for Miss Irina, if I were to wager a guess.
That's
Oh, no, I don't want anything to do with it. You open it.
I mean, we can't be sure. He could, like somebody else here as well.
Don't get your hopes up, lover boy.
Just saying, you never know.
Theobald would, if nobody else would, Theobald would proceed to open it.
Yeah, you open up the package. Inside, you find a single red rose. Its petals are extremely dark. And you also find a note written in elegant script handwriting.
Oh my god, is it love letter? Read it out loud. Let's embarrass Strahd.
Everyone point and laugh. No.
Are you reading it?
Sure.
My dear guest, I hope this humble offering finds you well. Please partake of this feast and know that you are welcome in my domain. And to you, my dearest Irina, I send this token of my affection, a symbol of the love that binds us across time and space. Yours always, Strahd von Zarevich.
Is he trying to win us over, or what's going on here?
But
You want my gut feeling on this, Castland?
Kinda?
I don't think he sees us as a threat. I think he sees us as things he can toy and play with, and perhaps convince that he's on the right of things. And he kind of points to the bit where it says through time and space. This line here, this line right here, gives credence to my wild ass guess that I was talking about. And he points to Irina. Miss Irina, I do believe that you are somehow connected with somebody from Strahd's past.
Well, how could that be? I mean, I guess my father, because he was the burgomaster, and they're all connected to Strahd in some way.
Not like that. I'm talking about somebody who Strahd cared about very deep. A lover or somebody he considered a lover from the past.
You mean like my mother or something? Is that what you mean? I don't see how I could be connected to him. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't mean it in like a tangible sense where you're connected to that person. I mean it more in the sense that you as a being and as a person are or resemble that previous person.
It could also be why he calls you Tatiana.
Yes, whoever this Tatiana is who you represent or could be connected to some fashion, at least in his mind.
Can't we find this Tatiana and reunite them, and maybe he'll leave me alone?
Unfortunately, if I'm reading this right, the time and space line means that this Tatiana's probably been dead for a very long time. And that Strahd, for good or for ill, believes you would be, how you say, the reincarnation of sorts of her.
Oh. Oh. Well, if she's dead, do you think he was the cause of it?
Question, who was the person who read the book with Tatiana's information on it?
Here, give me a second.
I also read it one night as well.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one of us did it, but I do remember it was in our handouts, but I don't remember who read it.
Yeah, and we actually have that book because Harper's has it on loan.
Yeah, but I don't know if anyone else has read it at any point, so...
Yeah, me and Apollo have read it.
Yeah, I read it one night.
Okay, so... then it would be your guys' point to chime in on further. If you want.
Now, is this book exactly how we would have found it, or is there like any portraits next to each of the names in this book, the Court of Ravenloft? There was a name, Lady Tatiana.
Right. There would not be any portraits in that book.
I mean, all it really says is that she was married to Strahd's brother. The brother was assassinated, and she was sad, so she jumped off a. she jumped. Yeah.
She jumped.
She jumped. Well, let's go with that.
Well, it sounds like such a tragic. I feel like maybe I've read this before or I've heard of it, but you think somehow I'm connected to it, connected to her. Do you think I
If
am
I
her? Is
were
that what
to-
you're trying to say?
No, I'm not trying to say that. I'm trying to say that Strahd was back when Tatiana and his brother was alive, was in love with this Tatiana. When his brother was assassinated, through whatever means happened in that, and Tatiana took her own life out of grief, it probably scarred him something fierce. And years and years later, comes along a woman, yourself, who, based off the evidence, he believes you are her brought back to the world of the living for him. Now, I'm not saying he's in the right or this is actually how it is. It's just based off the evidence I see in front of me and everything else. It's the only conclusion I can come up with is that he believes you are his Tatiana walking the mortal plane once again, even though Tatiana was technically never his in the first place.
He's never going to let me go, is what you're saying.
Most
That
likely not.
as long as I'm here and he's here, this is what it is. It's just a game. If I can run as far as I want, but I can never outrun him.
Not unless the curse of Barovia is broken and Strahd is brought down. Because you're never going to escape his grasp as long as this place is separate. Or at least I believe it is separate from all the other places in existence.
Well, isn't that what Madame Ava was talking about? You all are the chosen ones.
I
I
think
mean,
Strahd is the chosen four, actually.
Caslin smacks him upside the head. I told you not to do that. Anywho, I mean, I don't know if we're the ones who are going to be able to stop Strahd, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, Arena. From what I've seen of him, he is incredibly powerful. And as we stand right now, we probably will not be able to stop him. We got a long ways to go if that is going to end up happening, which means we got to keep our heads down and stay alive. Because as long as we're alive and getting stronger, we got a chance in this.
But
And
yeah,
if... Go ahead, others. I've been talking.
in the cards said that, but the cards did say though that there were a couple of different powerful items that could help us, and even powerful people that could help us. There's something about a man with a monkey, and I don't know, the card with the armor and the sword looked pretty neat. I don't know.
I believe.
So those are the clues that you
Ask
all
a
need
question.
to solve this problem that's damaging Barovia. Yeah, Aaron, what's up?
Would it be too much of a leap for Theobald as a paladin to make a connection for the sword-related one to assume it could be potentially a Sunblade? Or is that too much of a logical leap?
Didn't she say something about the sun
I
sword?
feel like she said it was the Sun Sword, so yeah, she
Mhm.
did.
Okay.
It's like I'm pretty
Well,
sure that was part of the script.
Yeah, word for word, it was Weapon of Vengeance, Sword of Sunlight.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
well, one well, one of those items, if it is what it is a very powerful item, especially amongst paladin. Weapon called a Sunblade. It's very, very powerful, very, very rare. But
So we must find By the Sunblade. Where did the card say
Among
we
other
needed to
things.
go?
Well, first off, we need to get you to Valaki.
Do you
That's
not
our
think
number
I'd be
one
safer
priority.
with you all? Do you think Valaki is the answer?
Irina, the issue, in my opinion, is if you continue to travel with us, you're going to be exposed to more and more danger. And yes, you're still going to be potentially in danger in Valaki. But there is at least a chance that the chapel there in Valaki can at least keep Strahd away from.
But I did so great with my 9 HP.
While they're looking, Harper's gonna like inspect the food to see if it's been tampered with in any way.
Okay. Roll an investigation.
So I really do just like want to eat this food.
Same.
Same.
Someone
Oh, wait,
who's not
these
had
are
dinner,
whoa.
yes. Whoa. Ooh, with a +0. So, is there something specific you're trying to keep an eye out for?
I just want to make sure it's not like poisoned or like drugged in any way.
Yeah,
I think I can do a thing in related to that.
Okay, what you got? I mean, so you, Harper, what you would be able to tell is like nothing looks like out of ordinary to you, but like without tasting it, you wouldn't really be able to tell if it was drugged or poison, but it looks good to you. Like it doesn't look like there's anything funny about it.
Alright, I'm just gonna start eating the food.
Wait, not my pie.
No, not your pie. I'm not touching your street pie. I'm gonna hand the pie to Apollo.
I'm actually gonna wrap it up to save it for later.
Are you not eating any more pie?
I gotta ration it. I don't know when next time I'll be able to buy more.
Now that I don't feel the effects of the pie too, I will take whatever pie is left out of my bag. I never even checked how much he ate, and I'll be like, "Good Lord, Apollo!" And then I'll just hand him my pie too, and be like, "You should hold on to this."
Is anyone
guys are
going to
really the
eat the
best.
pie that was left for Apollo?
No.
I will eventually.
Well, I know. I'm just saying,
I'll
would
snack
anyone
your
else
guys.
like a slice of pie?
No.
No, I'm okay. I
I watched
tried
a
that
video
one already.
today, and they all ate the pie. So you guys are really
The pie
disappointing.
is a lie. The pie is a lie.
Apollo turns into Gollum.
I was gonna say Harper won't eat street pie, but he'll definitely eat road food.
Yeah, the group eats, and nothing happens. No one gets sick. No one, maybe from eating too much, I guess, depending on who it is. But you all do fine with eating the food.
I'll even give Lancelot a sausage or two.
Oh yeah, I mean, Lancelot probably had already dug in while you all were trying to figure out what to do and conversing with Irina. After a while, after you all have had your fill and merry of eating, you all do continue onward, and you head to an area that feels familiar to you, though it feels different. And you see up ahead, from kind of jolting from the woods on both sides of the road, you see this like high stone buttresses that are looming gray in the fog, and you can see huge iron gates that are currently closed, hanging on the stonework. And as you approach the gate opens up to let you all pass through. And one big difference here is instead of the heads being down on the ground like they had been when you were at the other gate, they are actually still intact, and standing. But other than that, it looks identical to what you would have seen when you first came in through the eastern gates of Barovia. As you pass through, Lancelot, he catches the smell of something. Make a strength, athletics check for me, Matt.
Oh dear.
I mean, it's against the dog, so.
Athletic. There it is. Yeah, it is Castlin. So a 14 for me. Oh, barely.
Barely. I would say this is like one of those things where Lancelot is like pulling you. Like you have not let go, he has not broken free, but like you are being pulled right along with him. And as he is pulling you forward, you see that he, like, you go past the statues that are standing, and you see about probably 20-30 yards from the gates, you see a campsite. It looks as though it's been long abandoned, and as soon as Lancelot gets you to this point, he just goes absolutely nuts. Like, he's sniffing all around, he's kind of crying out a bit as he does. And that will be where we stop for tonight.
Oh god, I think we found where the girl was.
All right. If you are watching the stream, thank you for tuning in and watching. We will be back. This is always that awkward time where I have to look and see. We will be back next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be back next week to see what Lancelot has found. So thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time, stream.
Bye.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye.